Hello, and welcome back. Welcome to the part of YouTube where videos go to die. It's coffee time. And what is coffee time? Well, we go to the Daily Mail website, which I haven't been to today because I've been doing things I like doing rather than pissing about on YouTube. And we look at the Mail Online website and talk about the news for what it's worth. I only do this purely for the entertainment of the missus while she eats a sandwich, which today will be a bacon sandwich. Top story. Prince Has is in town. He's lost his High Court challenge against the Home Office. Again, for those who aren't following, Prince Has, he's the ginger one in the royal family. Prince Philip Jeans, that's what it is. He was fighting for reinstatement of his protection for when he comes over to the UK. They stripped his security down and he said, I should have full security. Now, I think he's kind of got a point. I don't always agree with him, but in this case, I agree with him because he's our Prince Has. You know, it's not like he's a foreign dignitary, is it? It's not like he's the president of the US who brings his own security. And even so, we will still have some security detail there because you don't want the American president being, attacked while you're on duty. And his security's been downgraded, and he's not too happy. Here he is saying, "I'm not too happy. I'm not too happy." He's looking more and more like Prince Philip, I tell you. What else have we got? Oh, there's lots of royal news. Not good necessarily. Royal news. Meanwhile, I love these stories. This is a story. This is a story. There's a play on starring Kit Harington. You know, the guy from Game of Thrones. You Know Nothing, Jon Snow. That fella. Well, he's in a play called Slave Play. And it's in the West End at the moment at the Noel Coward Theatre. Here he is. Here's Kit Harington, just in case you've forgotten what he looks like. You Know Nothing, Jon Snow. And like I said, this play is on. I think, there you go. But, got a special evening. Yeah. Got blackout nights. That's not where they do it in the dark. No. It's where no whiteys. There's no whiteys allowed. So if you're white, you can go away. You can be free from the white gaze. Wow. Isn't that nice? Good to know that, because again, if there was an all-white night and it was free from the black gaze, boy, would there be trouble. This is, again, it's designed to drive division between people. That's what this is about. It portrays all black people as victims. They're not. They're strong, proud race, overcome slavery for Christ's sake. But we infantilise them with these kind of things and promote racism. But you can't be racist to white people. Try living in China as a white person. So it's more. So I'm not happy. See, my camera's a bit. You can notice that's a bit wobbly. I need to secure it to the tripod properly. I have not screwed it in properly. Missus. So if you're white, avoid. You're not a bit all right when you want to go to that play on the 17th of July and 17th of September. My goodness, there we go. But it's good to know. It's good to know. Black people won't be offended by the sight of any whiteys. Here's an odd story. This is the story of Ben McBean. You may be familiar with him. He's a hero. Again, dubbed hero by Prince Has himself, Prince Harry. He was a former Royal Marine. He lost an arm and a leg in Afghanistan, and he's taken part in Invictus Games, etc. But yeah, McBean from Plymouth lost his limbs in a landmine blast in Helmand Province back in 2008 when he was just 20 years old. And now the 36-year-old from Plymouth has been refused a blue badge. Now, for those of you outside the UK, blue badge means that you can get it's a parking badge for disabled people, so that they can, park in disabled spaces, and generally, they get a wave through. But yeah, the father of two was initially handed a blue badge after return to UK, before council bosses revoked it after seeing him run at the London Marathon in aid of Help for Heroes. 13 years later, Johnny Mercer intervened and helped Mr McBean get his badge back, only for his renewal application to now be denied. And here is Mr McBean again. He's missing a leg and missing an arm, but he's not disabled enough because I saw him running. Now, I wonder if this happens to other Paralympians, because disability doesn't, you can't, it doesn't turn it on and off. Look at him. Look. One, he's a bloody hero because he fought for this country, and two, he's missing an arm and a leg. This is why you can tell why, again, there are certain isms that are still prevalent, right? Sexism, still prevalent, though they dress it up as different things now. Ageism, nobody likes old people. And ableism, it's alive and well. So yeah, here he is when he was a Marine. So there you go. And really, he should just get one because he's disabled. He was blown up, for Christ's sake. Anyway, let's do more tales from stupid. Here you go. This is health news. This is the story of 89-year-old David Mitchiner. Right? He was admitted to hospital after falling ill. Right? And when they ran tests on his blood, they found his vitamin D levels were the highest level it could be recorded in an NHS laboratory. Yeah, the retired businessman had overdosed from vitamin D after taking supplements which did not carry warnings on the packaging for taking too many. Again, you can get ill from vitamin D overdoses. And NHS guidelines said that everyone over 4 is advised to consider taking a daily dose of vitamin D over the autumn and winter months when the sun is not strong enough for the body to produce it naturally. And yeah, Mr. Mitchiner died 10 days later after being admitted to the East Surrey Hospital, suffering from hypercalcemia, a build-up of calcium in the body, which is associated with taking too much vitamin D. And there you go. Here's some supplements for you to look at, because there's not enough packaging warnings on the packaging for this. Now a coroner has written an advisory to prevent future deaths from taking too many of these supplements. Jonathan Stevens, the coroner involved, has also written to the Food Standards Agency and Department of Health and Social Care, asking them to consider requiring vitamin supplement manufacturers to print warnings on packaging. And again, I guess it could be easy to take too many by accident. But yeah. But in an unrelated case in 2019, a coroner ruled that neglect by a GP contributed to the death of a pensioner who was wrongly prescribed too much vitamin D. So what are the side effects? Well, vitamin D is known as the sunshine vitamin, and it helps you with the amount of calcium in your body, keeping bones, teeth and muscles healthy. What does it say? Yeah, the main consequences are the build-up of calcium in the blood, which can cause nausea, vomiting, weakness and frequent urination. And vitamin toxicity may progress to bone pain, kidney problems, such as the formation of calcium stones or kidney stones. There you go. So be careful out there. Be careful. What else have we got? This is council news. All right, Michelle Whitney, a business owner from Ormskirk, revealed she got a letter from the Lancashire County Council saying that they were sending inspectors to her home because she lived in a ex-council house. And what was her crime? Her front door is offensive. Yeah, she painted her front door a pastel pink, and apparently a neighbour took exception and reported her. Now she's being investigated. And here's the letter. See, it's a letter sent to you to inform you of routine inspection after a complaint has been issued regarding your front door. You've been made aware of it is offensive to residents. Okay, a pink front door. I've heard it all now. Now, councils can be very, 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 very touchy over what you do. There are various bylaws and tenancy agreements that they have. Like, for example, around where we live, you can't have any window boxes or hanging baskets, and you're not allowed to hang up any washing. And once there was a crackdown, and the council came and basically skipped everyone's window boxes and dug up plants and everything and threw them in the skip. And then when they left, everyone just did it all again and carried on. So yeah, I feel sorry. I feel sorry for Miss Whitney or Mrs. Whitney. And wouldn't it be good to get on with your neighbours? Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it just? I can't find it. I mean, I could understood if it was, you see some of those outlandish colours, but what else have we got? Can't cover that one. Oh, this is interesting. Apple. Again, this I'm beginning to remember years ago. Do you remember that Apple has been working on an electric car, a self-driving electric car, a bit like Tesla. But yeah, Apple have revealed that even spending billions of dollars on the project over the last decade, they are going to be scrapping its own self-driving electric car, or the iCar as it's dubbed. And I guess this is an artist's impression of what it might look like. Looks quite stylish, doesn't it? Though I imagine the reasons is it probably kept rebooting. Cars reboot. Nah, that's not very good. No more electric car from Apple. No. There was a huge sunspot, biggest solar flare in 6 years, which is pointing directly at Earth and could spark geomagnetic storms and power outages. This is a sunspot named AR3590. Just rolls off the tongue, that one. Now, in the last, how many years was it again? 6 years, I think it was. There's been increased solar activity, and I think it could be responsible for some of the strange weather we have, because the sun and solar flares does have an effect. And look, they've put a picture of the Earth in comparison to the size of that sunspot there. Wowzers, amazing stuff that. So yeah. And here's another solar flare. This is the X6.3 solar flare, which erupted on February the 22nd this year. Look at that. It's like something from a sci-fi movie, doesn't it? can't do that one. Sorry. Uh, Meanwhile, they reckon that smokers and vapors are going to be hitting the new budget with cigarettes topping 16p a packet. Good. Good. That's good, isn't it? What else have we got? There's all pretty serious stories today, I'm afraid. There's a lot of royal stories too. A lot of royalty, a lot of murder. Here we go. Harry and Amy Millard, right? They were getting married at Crocombe Court in Somerset. And as they're taking their vows, the cow in the background goes moo. You just have to imagine it because there's no sound. So he goes moo. There is a subtitle though, so there you go. Silly cow. Maybe that's a good start to a marriage. I don't know. Oh, we got a slushy story. Remember that young children shouldn't drink slushies because it can make them ill. Glycerin poisoning. Well, a 3-year-old at the Escape Centre in Milton Keynes. I've got a picture of it. Oh, look at that! It's like the future's arrived. She was having a day out with her family when she had a slushie. Yeah, and it contains glycerol, and that's not good. That's not good. So what happened? Well, the little girl collapsed and became unresponsive after drinking the slushie, and doctors had to battle to save her as she remained unconscious for hours after she reacted to the glycerol. Yeah, one member of the family posted on social media saying she's lucky she's still with us. And whilst it's mildly toxic to humans, for children and older, for young children, can be very, very dangerous. And there's been many stories about this now. And the Food Safety Agency, the FSA, has advised that retailers shouldn't offer free refills on slushies to children under 10, and they shouldn't be sold at all to children under 4 years. So there we go. And they've even got a little infogram of what the symptoms are of glycerol intoxication. You've got headache, nausea, loss of consciousness, dizziness, confusion, fits. Sounds like a standard night out at the pub, doesn't it, really? But yeah, so keep away from the slushies. Meanwhile, Gary Pilnick, he's the CEO of Kellogg's. He's being compared to Marie Antoinette. Oh, I think's often misrepresented Marie Antoinette. So I think people get the quote wrong. I might have misremembered this. But anyway, Gary Pilnick, right, suggested that Americans, if they're so poor and can't afford dinner, they can just blooming well eat cereal. Well, he would say that because he owns Kellogg's, one of the biggest cereal manufacturers on the planet. He makes nearly $5 million a year and has worked at the company for 24 years, but has only become CEO in October. Is this the Ratner's moment? Again, for those of you outside the UK, Gerald Ratner once was doing a meeting, and Ratner was a jewellery chain, not a chain, jewellery chain. It was a jewellery chain shop which sold all sorts of trinkets and things. And he basically said, we sell a load of old crap. And the company went bust over it because people stopped buying Ratners, going into Ratners. But yeah, he says, Pilnick said, the cereal category has always been quite affordable and tends to be a great destination when consumers are under pressure. He said this as he discussed Kellogg's new campaign, which suggests giving chicken the night off. If you think about the cost of cereal for a family versus what they might otherwise do, that's going to be much more affordable. And he says that consumers under pressure could turn to cereal because it's less than $1, you reckon? So yeah. So yeah, here he is. He's the fella that said, "Hey, have a bowl of cereal." Whereas Mary Antoinette says, let them eat cake. The full quote is, "If there is no bread, let them eat cake," i.e., if they've run out of bread. And so yeah, this is Marie Antoinette moment, and so everyone's been quoting the movie of Marie Antoinette's life. So yeah, bit daft that, but I guess it's their advertising campaign. Hey, don't have a hot meal overnight. Have a bowl of cold cereal instead. Or you could have warm milk on cereal. What kind of disgusting pervert does that? Ugh, warm milk on cornflakes. Oh dear. Where are we? What else have we got? Can't do that one. Trampoline. This is an update to the trampoline story. I don't know if you remember that, but this is the flip out company where 11 customers broke their backs leaping 17 foot into a foam pit. Well, David Shuttleworth from Barlaston, Staffordshire, Matthew Mellin of Spinningfields, Manchester, was spared jail time yesterday, despite running the Flip Out Chester, where more than 270 visitors were injured in less than 2 months. And when they were confronted by ITV News in the car park, Mellin refused to comment after being asked if he owed any of the victims an apology for ruining their lives. And Shuttleworth also gave no remarks either. There you go, remember. Don't go to his park, trampoline park, and here's another one. But yeah, they managed to leap over a jail sentence, bounce the sentence. Instead, they were both ordered to complete 250 hours of unpaid work and pay a total of £72,800 as fines. I think they're coming to get them. That was heard at Chester Crown Court yesterday. So yeah, appalling news. And yeah, here's a picture. We did cover this last year. This is Lisa Jones, who had a back fracture and a burst vertebrae after landing in the foam pit. Issues with a medic, obviously having some gas and air to relieve the pain, and they basically got away with it. Oh, isn't that great? Isn't that great? And we've got another story, an update. This is the do you remember the Cricket House pub that was set on fire? This is after the fire. It was the wonkiest pub in Britain, and then they knocked it down. Someone, nobody knows who did it. Well, we all know who did it. Anyway, it's good news for the supporters of the Cricket House pub in Himley near Dudley, because West Midlands Mayor Andy Street announced that an enforcement notice has been made that orders the owners of the pub to rebuild it exactly how it used to be. Right on the Save the Cricket House Facebook page, Mr. Street wrote, "Hi everyone, today is obviously a monumental day in the campaign to get the Cricket House rebuilt. South Staffordshire District Council deserve enormous credit for holding their nerve and pursuing enforcement action. However, it would never have happened if it wasn't for the tireless work of each and every one of you in this group." So yeah, they're going to have to rebuild. That's not the first time that was happening. There was a pub in South London which was demolished without permission, and the council there forced them to rebuild it because it was a pub of historical interest. In a statement, South Staffordshire Council said it had engaged with the owner since demolition of Cricket House pub, but has reached a point where formal action is considered necessary. and the pub needs to be rebuilt by February 2027. And if it's not completed within the time limit, the local authority can prosecute for failure to comply with the notice, and the owners have 30 days to appeal. So there we go. Something's going down up there. This police everywhere. Meanwhile, we have a Japanese knotweed adjacent story. Scientists have revealed 5 potentially invasive plants that could wreak havoc in British gardens. Right, so the first one, I quite like the look of this. This is Mexican fleabane. Looks like a daisy to me. But yeah, that's an invasive species. This is Cyprus spurge. Sounds like a venereal disease. I had to touch that. I went away on Allergic, come back with a bit of that Cyprus spurge. I got some tablets for it. Those police sirens are really putting me off. Woo, woo. We've got some purple top here. There you go. Who doesn't love a purple top? And Himalayan honeysuckle. Getting education today. And this is the chameleon plant. I nearly couldn't see it. And what else is there? I think is that a lot? It feels like it. Purple top chameleon plant, some spurge, makes a fleabane, Himalayan honeysuckle. Yeah. So there you go. Keep your eyes out for those plants because they are potentially harmful invasive species. Yeah. What else have we got? Still looking. Can't do that. Can't do that one. Oh, this is an unfortunate story. This is medical news. This is the story of Alison Tennyson, and she suffers from Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Here she is. And yeah, this disorder affects the connective tissue, and it affects the skin and organs. And you can see on her back there. I don't know if they're doing tests on her. But basically, the condition means that she's allergic to semen. Yeah. That's not good. And she suffers burning, severe burning. And it leaves her in agony every time she has sex. And sparks fear she'll never be able to conceive kids. The 34-year-old from Minneapolis highlighted her problems and says that, and again, it's really unfortunate, she's also allergic to condoms too. So, good if you're a fella, but also not good either. So yeah. Allergic to semen. Got to be allergic to something. I guess she really is allergic to nuts. Oh God. Oh man. I'm not proud of any of this, you know. I'm not proud of any of this. Meanwhile, new research. The missus is going to nod her head at this. This is new research. Where is it from? A study conducted in China. Right. This is the Chinese Academy of Social Science. One of their scientists, Xuan Quang, spoke about what they've discovered. They've discovered that After getting married, men get fat. I've always said it. Love makes you fat. That's why. That's how I categorise it. But yeah, apparently men start piling on the pounds in the first 5 years after tying a knot because they eat more calories and exercise less. So there you go. Xu Quan said this phenomenon is referred to as happy fat and has been substantiated by numerous cohort studies conducted in developed Western countries. After tying a knot, men often exercise less and eat more, and this leads to a higher BMI. And look, he's got married. This fella's got married. You can tell because he's holding his tummy. So there you go. Don't fall in love, and you'll stay thin. There you go. What else have we got? Anything else? Nah, there's not much else going on here, I'm afraid. Not much else happening. Should we do the animal story? Yeah, okay. We've got two animal stories. I'm hoping this is what they're calling this a viral optical illusion. This is Rudnick the horse, right, and he's based in Kamloops in British Columbia. And his owner, Alicia Carey, shared a 40-second video of Rudnick walking in her field across the snow. I'm just queuing it up. And people say you can't tell that the horse is... Oh, come on. Come on, little video. You can't tell if the horse is walking towards you or away from you. Is it walking towards you or away from you? Oh, it's going to be light rain soon. Well, he's walking away from you. His bottom's pointing towards you. It's obvious. I don't know how anyone could be so dumb, but there you go. That is... Oh, God, I'm going to get copyright claimed. It's playing Eurythmics. Oh, shit. So, yeah. People are stupid. I'm just going to the next one. And... Oh, God, it's disappeared. Oh, son of a gun. Where did it go? They've refreshed the page in the interim period. Wow, sorry, I've just got carried away by another story which wasn't there before. Let me see if I can find it. Just talk amongst yourselves. Just talk amongst yourselves. Here we go. I've got it now. I've got it. I found it. Right, this, we're going to India. The Amer Fort in India. I'm just waiting for the footage to and there's the elephants. Right, you get an elephant ride, but what happens is the elephant picks up a Russian tourist and swings her around. Whee! And then runs off, does a runner. Whee! And I watch that in slow motion. Look. Whee! You want an elephant ride? You got an elephant ride. Of course, the practice of elephant rides are not very good. Not very good. So, but it's all right because she was a Russian tourist. Just saying. There's always a silver lining. That happened on February 13th at Amer Fort in Jaipur, and an elephant attacked a Russian traveller. He's probably a Ukrainian elephant. What do you reckon? Ukrainian elephant? But yeah, so I don't know. Here's the action shot. You can really see her flying off into the distance, and yeah. So, but he had previous. He'd attacked a shopkeeper in 2022. So, but yeah, he's still working. The important thing is the elephant is still working. and doesn't say anything about the tourists. I'm sure she's fine, but she's Russian, so you know. But it's cruel. It's cruel to have elephants like that because you know. Anyway, that was the news. I'm done. Should we see if there's anyone in the chat? I doubt if there is. Let's see if there's anybody in. 8 people, blimey. And Nico's in. He says, hello. Hello, Nico. Fasano's in. He says, give the guy his blue badge, indeed. And Ron says, glad I can hear today. You'd have heard me yesterday too. It's you see, the trick is, right, plug the microphones in. Fasano says, I tuned in for live stream last night, but I got busy. Actually, just after you began your sociological rant. It wasn't a rant. I don't rant. He asks, if glycerol is dangerous for children, how can it be okay for grown-ups? That's a good question. It is toxic to us, but it doesn't make us go into a coma. I guess if you had enough of it, it would do. But I've never had a slushy, so... And now I'm beginning to wonder if I've missed out. Fasana says, if there's no bread, I doubt there is any cake. Indeed. Fasana says, I have some Himalayan honeysuckle brought back from the Russian hills. Yeah, it's like the giant hogweed all over again, isn't it? That was from the Caucasus. Fasano says, unhappy fat, more like it. It's just love. Love makes you fat. It's because you relax, isn't it? You take root. You go to seed. Anyway, thank you for watching. That was the news. We did it again. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow. Maybe. I'm not going to unplug the microphones ever again. I promise. I'll always keep them plugged in. That's a promise, I swear. Anyway, thank you for watching. Killing the channel one video at a time. You know. You got to drink it up. Ta-ta.